Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of TCG Talk, back today with another video. And in today's video, you saw the thumbnail, it's not bait. We have done 35 damage off of a single tunic resource on Oscilio, already finding some really fun play lines off a 4-card hand also. I'm going to show the lines, kind of just have some fun with it, right? Like I haven't done any testing or anything. This is literally just me taking the cards, thinking about funny Christmas lines, because that's the whole point of spoiler season, and just having fun with it. So hopefully you enjoy this. Hopefully this gets your brain churning a little bit on these new heroes and we have some fun with it. And yeah, we'll get right into it. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hopefully you enjoy your stay. If you're a long-standing supporter, thank you so much as always. We'll get right into the video. We'll have some fun stuff. So again, I'm gonna pull this up really fast. This is like my Oscilio list. I have not played a single game on the hero. Like, this isn't a deck tech or anything, but this is where my brain went for the whole start of this hero, which is just all gas, no brakes, lightning fast, right? Burn fast, burn bright, but also being able to abuse several cards in the list, it seems like, just from a few lines that we're thinking of, right? So the first card you want to abuse, and we'll talk about the line here in a second, is Lightning Greaves. This card is insane. You pay 1 resource, destroy it. Instant cards you play this turn get go again. Now, since instant cards already don't take up an action point, if you're not familiar, in the resolution step, when go again would trigger to gain your action point back, right, if you've used it, right? Because when people don't realize, when you play a card, you go to 0 action points, and then in the resolution step, it'll look for go again, trigger it, and if it has go again, it gains the action point back. So if you trigger go again in the resolution step on an instant, like you just gain your action point back, even on a non-go again card. So basically, if every time you play an instant, the layman's way of explaining this is every time you play an instant, when this boot is activated, you gain an action point. That's the way I look at it. So you use this card, you use a card, Blast to Oblivion. When this attacks, the next time you play an instant card, this Chain Link, you may return a target aura permanent with cost 1 or less target aura token to its owner's hand. So what you're trying to do is like play an instant, gain an action point in some way, play Blast to Oblivion, you lose your action point, but then you play another instant on Blast to Oblivion's Chain Link, you pick up the first instant that you played while gaining an action point from the second instant you played, and you're basically able to bounce your cards. So the whole point of this line is you take a 4-card hand and you're basically doing this like the entire turn. It's hilarious. You have that one. You have this card, which is so much fun, Electromagnetic Somersault. Choose up to 2 attack action cards with cost 0 or more on the active Chain Link, so just that Chain Link. Return them to their owner's hand when the Chain Link resolves. So again, you're able to bring the attack that you're using back up to your self, so you can use it to, like, you know, if you play Blast to Oblivion, let's say you play a card like Sigil of Brilliance, which is the other card we're going to be abusing. First, you gain an action point. Then you play Blast to Oblivion, technically uses up your action point, and then the resolution step, you play Electromagnetic Somersault. And what that does is it allows you to bring Blast to Oblivion back to your hand because of its effect, and then you trigger Blast to Oblivion's effect, which will bring Sigil of Brilliance back to your hand, which will allow you to draw a card. As you can see, really cool. Even just those 3 cards together, if you just had a Sigil of Brilliance, Electromagnetic Somersault, and Blast to Oblivion, you could play a 3-card 8, because you do Blast to Oblivion twice, and you would also draw a card off Sigil of Brilliance. Really, really cool. And then the last card you're abusing is Gone in a Flash. This is the Majestic 3-block 0 for 4. When this attacks, the next time you play an instant card of this Chain Link, you may return this to its owner's hand. So you can play Gone in a Flash, wait till the resolution step, and then play a card like Sigil of Brilliance, which will then bring Gone in a Flashback in your hand, and then you can play it again. So as you can see, like, we're just bouncing our own cards off of ourselves. And then when you use that in conjunction with Volzar, every time you play a lightning card, you once per turn instant, if you control a Sigil, this is for free. Amp X, where X is the number of lightning cards you've played this turn. So if we're bouncing a bunch of lightning cards like 8-9 times, and then we have an end with a Sigil on the board, and we still have an action point, we can activate Volzar for free, amp like 8 or 9, and then play a spell at the end. So that's basically what we're trying to do. So this is the first one. So as you can see, some of the cards I went over. Our starting hand is Sigil of Brilliance, Gone in a Flash, Blast to Oblivion, and Electromagnetic Somersault. We also have Tunic Counter active. And then on top of our deck, in this situation, we have any instant. I just pick Sigil of Conductivity, and then any 0-cost spell, which is not that hard to have. I'm trying to pick something that's not too Christmas liney, right? Basically, this would work with almost any combination of 1 Gone in a Flash, 1 Blast to Oblivion, and 2 instants. Ideally, though, you want Electromagnetic Somersault to really make this hum. So you activate your boots off of Tunic, and then you activate your arms, which, just in case someone's not aware, it says instant destroy this until the end of turn whenever an aura permanent you control with Sigil in its name leaves the arena, amp 1, which is going to be kind of important just to eke through a little bit more damage. So we're going to activate the boots, which means every time we play an instant this turn, we gain action point, basically. Then we're going to play Gone in a Flash for 4, no go again. In the resolution step, after we pass reactions and the damage step, we're going to play Sigil of Brilliance when we get that window, which will allow us to pick up Gone in a Flash and get our action point back because we gain an action point. We're then going to play, so currently we've dealt 4 damage, and the only thing we've technically played is Sigil of Brilliance. We then play Blast to Oblivion. What we'll do is then play Electromagnetic Somersault, which will allow us to pick up Sigil of Brilliance, draw a card, and amp 1 from our arms. And then when the Chain Link resolves from Electromagnetic Somersault's effect, we're going to pick up Blast to Oblivion, because you can pick up to 2 cards. It doesn't have to be 2 cards. So at this point, we've dealt 8 damage, and the only card we have technically expended is Somersault. Electromagnetic Somersault, because we pick Blast to Oblivion back up, we pick Sigil of Brilliance back up, and we pick Gone a Flash back up. So we've dealt 8 damage with only expending truly 1 card. We then play Gone and Flash for the second time. We play Sigil, same exact line. Play Sigil of Brilliance in the resolution step, picking Gone and Flash back up. We then play Blast to Oblivion. We then play the instant that we drew off the top of our deck from our first draw from Sigil of Brilliance. And then we pick up Sigil of Brilliance again for the second time, allowing us to draw another card. Hopefully we draw into a 0-cost spell at this point. And then we play, so now we've gained an action point. Basically, every time we attack, we lose our action point and then gain it back when we play these instants. Then we play Gone and Flash for the 3rd time. We play the Sigil of Brilliance for the 3rd time in the resolution step, picking up Gone and Flash again. So at this point, we still have Sigil of Brilliance on the field after putting it down for the 3rd time. We will then activate Volzar for free since we have Sigil in play. And we have played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have to make sure I do this right. Make sure I counted and did this all right. 7, 8, 9, 10 lightning cards. So we're going to amp 10. We're also going to get 2 additional amp from our arms since a Sigil has left the arena twice this turn. So we're at amp 12. And then we're going to play Etchings or any 0-cost spell. In this case, any 0 for 3 spell for amp 12. So it's going to come in for 15 arcane damage. So we dealt 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 35 damage off a single Tunic counter. And guess what? We still get to Arsenal Gone in a Flash. So technically, we used 6 cards, but we still get to retain an Arsenal and deal 35 damage without pitching a single card. That's pretty cool. Now, yes, this is a little bit Christmas liney, right? You have to have Gone in a Flash and Blast to Oblivion. Ideally, you have to have Electromagnetic Somersault, because if you don't have it, then you lose 4 value off Blast to Oblivion. But even in another situation, this is a 5-card hand with 2 Blast to Oblivions, a Sigil of Brilliance, a Gone of Flash, and another Sigil of Brilliance. You can do a similar thing. You play Gone of Flash, you play Sigil of Brilliance in Resolution, picking up Gone of Flash, play Blast. You cycle these Sigil of Brilliances twice. You amp 7 plus the 2 from the arms, amping 9 total. Play Mind Warp for 11, and then Gone a Flash again. 27 damage, 5-card hand, and you still get to have an Arsenal. Very, very good. So as you can see, like, yes, these are like the most ideal perfect lines, but it shows you even with some of the powering down of the game, I am so glad that they banned Tome of Aetherwind and Tome of Fiendal, because this deck with those cards would have been absolutely disgusting. But yeah, this is the deck. I'm not gonna put a deck list down below because I might be changing this so freaking much. But some of the cards, if you wanted to ask me like what cards need to be in your deck, 1000%. Blast to Oblivion needs to be in your deck. Electromagnetic Somersault, in my opinion, should be in your deck. Definitely Gone a Flash is going to be in your deck. I think Sigil of Brilliance, obviously, a lot of the sigils are going to be. And then the one spell that I think needs to be in your deck is Edging's of Arcana. If this deals 3 or more damage, more than 3 damage, you may return an aura with Sigil from the name from a graveyard to your hand. So you can go get Sigil of Brilliance again after it finally gets to the grave. Just good recursion. But yeah, this is where my initial thought goes. This may not be the most efficient list or the best list so far, or the best way, not list, best way to play Oscilio. But this just looks so much fun. Like, being able to bounce your own hand like a freaking Yu-Gi-Oh! Exodia deck is hilarious. Now, this deck seems to be extremely fragile and prone to disruption, which obviously will be a counter for it. But regardless, it's going to be fun to play. And I've heard some Wizard aficionados like Majin and Mask Momentum and them say like they want, hopefully, that these either Oscilio or Verdance does some wizardry. And I think the wizard side is more on Oscilio, in my opinion. Even though you play a lot of physical attacks, it feels like you're playing a wizard where you're a master of your own intellect. You're manipulating your own cards to do what you want to do. And I think that's really cool. So definitely let me know what you thought. Again, I didn't want this to be clickbait. This is real. This is cool stuff. And this was no testing of games. This is just me thinking of fun lines, because that's what spoiler season is all about. But thank you all so much for watching this. If you enjoy this type of content, please leave a like, comment, or just subscribe. If you have a line that you thought with Oscilio or any hero really, drop it in the comments down below, or go in my Discord down below. Let me know what you've been cooking up. It's really cool. This is always the fun part. I remember doing the Power of Katsu video. I think it's like my most viewed video, where I showed off what Bonds of Ancestry could do. So we'll see if we have another Bonds of Ancestry here today. But thank y'all so much. Y'all have a great rest of your day. Stay safe. If you would like this type of content, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. If not, it's completely fine. Go to another creator. We have a lot of creators making a lot of cool stuff right now. Definitely go check them out. And yeah, I'll see y'all next time on TCG Talk. Thank y'all so much.